What's better than one V8 engine? Two V8 engines. Well, here's the update on mounting the engine in this beast. This is the 4.7 liter V8 from the Lexus. This one's from the Tundra. I'll be using the Tundra, but the mounts I was planning on using from the GX 470. We'll take a look at those. They're much more tight inwards towards the engine. And then these motor mounts, I'll show you later. And underneath, see how the oil pan is flatter? Just showing you the FJ motor mounts compared to the GX. The mounting holes are wider on the GX, so I can't use those. The diameter, I think, is about the same, but they just don't fit in. There's nothing in there like a nut or anything. You have to unbolt this from the top inside. And to do that, I'm pretty sure you have to just take off the bracket first. So, like I said here, I took the bracket off with the motor mount. And then, looking at this engine, I see these little plugs. They look like little bullets. I think this engine must have been rebuilt at some point. It's got 200,000 miles on it. That's not the one I'll be using. I'll be using my Tundra engine, which has 98k miles. I'm just using the lower oil pan and these motor mounts and brackets. Motor mounts from the FJ, brackets from the GX. At least that was my plan until you'll see in this video. So I'm going to drop in this Lexus engine as kind of a test fit to see if the exhaust manifolds clear, to see if the oil pan on the bottom clears, to see if the motor mounts and brackets line up. And the only difficult thing about lowering this down was the AC lines coming out of the firewall. If it weren't for those, this thing would just drop in real easy, but I have to kind of finagle it and move it back and forth to clear those. And be careful because they're aluminum, not to put too much pressure on them and bend them. Harbor Freight engine hoist. It's been good. I'd say it's hard to roll back and forth on my really rough concrete I have. The main complaint about this thing is that the ram kind of loses pressure, and so if you say left your engine hanging overnight above the ground, in the morning your engine would be on the ground. That's the case for me. I don't know if that's normal for those. So looking at this, I did everything I could to fit it. It does not fit, and the reason why is from here to here is 16 inches. Okay, here's the amount from the GX. So there is an extra ½ inch on this driver's side compared to the passenger. And if we look at the GX, let's take a look how this is mounted. I don't have the left engine mount in there, but it's 18 inches from bolt to bolt. 18 inches there. And so that's an extra inch on each side I need to accommodate for. And wait just a second. See, we have space here between the frame rail and the mount, but over here, it's kind of welded directly too. So there's in the GX, the engine is offset, and the FJ, it's offset to the passenger side about ½ inch. Don't hold me to the exact dimensions. And I need to widen that distance, 1 inch on each side. It's that distance that I need to widen, and for that reason, I just can't use the Tundra mounts. Definitely won't work. Way too wide compared to the FJ, and they have a different kind of mount there. The GX mounts, oh man, that's part of the reason I bought this parts car. I really thought they would work. Not without widening in the FJ, so no, can't use those. I mean, I got the lower and upper oil pan. That's mainly what I needed, and the ECU and the wiring and everything. Let's go over to the 4-liter V6 from the FJ. Finish this up. This is what the bracket looks like on this. Much simpler. So I think I'm going to have to make custom stuff. Didn't want to, but that's how it is.